Donor data is often a mess because of many reasons, one of which is that we do not enforce data quality. This is an example. This is an email field, and if somebody enters an email in a column in Excel sheet like this, it just accepts it. It's just fine. So we don't have a validation in place that enforces that this email must be in this format. And I use the email example because it is clear, but there is many other ways to enforce data quality. Another example is that if somebody is entering the name of a state, some of our users are going to enter it as a full word, and some others are going to just put it the abbreviation, the 2 characters for the state. So which one is it? Is it this or is it that? Is it an email without the at? Is it with the at? What is the format of the phone number? What is the format of the postal code? What is the format of the address? What is the format of any other column that we have in the system? Without enforcing certain data quality, it becomes more difficult to perform reports and analytics later on. Another reason is that we do not make anything required. So we collect donations from a donor and we don't ask for their email. Sometimes we don't know what their phone number is. Sometimes we don't know what their name is. Just like a donation just came in, which is sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. If it is intentional that we are not collecting this data, then that's fine. But if it is going to help us in any way, then we should probably make those data points that are important to us required. Another example of an important piece of information is the lost reason. If you are collecting a major gift, or if you are chasing after a grant, and then we lose that grant, we update that grant in the system that it is lost without setting the reason. It is important to know why we lost it so that we learn from that lesson, so that future people who are going to work in the organization learn about what happened with the previous grants and the previous major gifts, to learn from our mistakes if we made mistakes, to learn from how to improve, how to make better decisions in the future. Another problem is that we don't perform duplicate checks. Usually, for small nonprofits, we are too small to care about duplicates. It's fine. It's just a few. It's not a problem. And the duplicate problem is usually associated with, we'll do it later. We'll clean it later. It's not a big deal. Usually, it becomes a big deal before we realize it. Another problem is that as we start exploring ways to collect the donations and perform fundraising, we start utilizing multiple different platforms. Let's say there's this platform for SMS donation, and this other platform for web donation, and this other platform for peer fundraising, and we keep using multiple different platforms. And we end up having multiple sheets, one sheet for this and another sheet for this and another sheet for this and probably another system for this, without consolidating. We don't dedicate one resource, one person to one place to collect all of this donation data or any other data into one consolidated single source of truth system. And while doing this, so we didn't just not consolidate, but we also sometimes use different names for funds in multiple places, funds or designations. So we would have 2 different platforms. In one platform, we say feed a family, and another platform we say provide for a family, even though these 2 platforms, these 2 funds are the same, but for whatever reason, we ended up naming them differently in 2 of them. When you come to a point where you're going to pull a chart or a report from the system, assuming we bring these 2 data sources together in one data source, then when you run a report on how much donations we got towards this fund and how much donations we got towards this fund, it's going to end up looking like 2 different funds, 2 different designations instead of just one fund. Sometimes we also do not define our processes, and we don't have a clear definition for something. Some organizations out there, when they receive a donation, would we consider this donation a household donation, or would we consider it an individual donation? So if multiple people from the same household donated, would we look at how much donations we got overall from this household, or are we looking at each donation individually? We also miss to do standards of procedures and proper training more often than not. I've seen it more often than not. One person in the nonprofit, they know everything very well, they do it very well, they are too good at what they are doing, and then this person just for some reason disappears. They go out sick, they go on a leave, they just leave the company altogether, and then it becomes a mess. Nobody knows how to do things, everybody is panicking, and then there is no backup, there is no material, there is no documentation, there is no recorded sessions, there is no training. Nobody knows what to do, and eventually we hire somebody else, or maybe somebody from the organization steps up to do that same thing, which is fine, and they might be able to pick it up and learn what to do. But then eventually they're going to do it in a way that's different from the way that the previous person did, ending up with inconsistencies. So one person would put, similar to the example that I gave earlier, the name of the state, 2 characters, and then another person is going to put the full keyword, and so on. So it ends up being different data points, different formatting, different structure, sometimes entering the data in multiple different places. So they get the job done just fine, but then from a reporting perspective, it's not so easy to report on all of this data. One other problem is the manual work. Type in everything means there is a chance for typos. The different people spell things differently. Inconsistent naming convention. Somebody names this donation this name, and then this person this name. And there is also wrong data entry. Instead of putting the data in this column, they might put the data in another column. One of the things that we keep seeing all over the place is that there is a description field, and we just put everything in that description field. The amount in the description field, the donation date in the description field, the name of the person in the description, the phone number, there's sometimes multiple phone numbers in the description field. It becomes very difficult to extract the data and report and perform analysis on the data when something like this happens. It's probably a common theme between all of these problems, but we tend to focus, especially for small nonprofits, we tend to focus on the current state of things. And we just magnify this and we look at it and make it look bigger than it actually is, which is fine. But the problem is that we forget to look at the future state. So the question that we should be asking ourselves is that what should we do now? What could we do now in preparation for that future state? We are not going to remain small forever. Right now we have 10 donors, but at some point it's going to be 100. At another point it's going to be 1,000 donors. Right now we're using Excel sheets. Maybe we're going to use another system in the future. Right now we're using one platform. At some point we're going to have multiple platforms. So what is it that we can do now and keep doing within the next few weeks, few months, in order to prepare for that future state? My name is Islam. I talk about systems for nonprofits. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.